it's me again. I've decided that I'm going to do a different page that I normally do. I'm going to do a person, and the person that I'm going to do is a celebrity, and it is Frida Kahlo. I first found out about Frida Kahlo when I was at university, and a friend of mine had very, very long hair, and she used to put it up. And one day her daughter was in the garden, and she'd got all these flowers, and she'd put them in my friend Emma's hair, and she said, "Mum, you look like Frida Kahlo." And she came into uni like it, and she was saying, "Oh, my daughter says I look like Frida Kahlo." And I said, "Well, who is Frida Kahlo?" And instead of laughing at me, she took me down to the uni library and got out these books on Frida Kahlo. And from that moment, I was absolutely in love with Frida Kahlo. Everything about her, the way she stood for femininity and chronic illness, and an artist and an inspiration and a muse. And I'd completely forgotten, because it's obviously fine art that she does, even though it's American, it's Mexican art that she does, and it's self-portraits. It is still fine art. And what I tend to do in my journal is illustration and ideas. And so I decided to do a page on Frida Kahlo, and I spent ages looking for a background, and I've chosen this one because it's quite, for me, it's quite psychedelic. The pinks and the orangey reds against this tealy blue really zing, and I really like that. So I've chosen this as the background. Make sure this is the right way up. Yep. Book is falling apart, look. If anybody knows how to reconstruct a book, please let me know. This is the result of glitter, as I have said before. Now, I have a picture on my screen of Frida Kahlo, and I also I spent some time checking out some flowers, and I've got them from an old book, How to Garden. It's a lovely book. I got it from a charity shop, probably 50p, and originally it was 18.99. Oh, makes me feel a bit bad about chopping it up, but obviously someone's had a lot of fun out of it. It's in a charity shop now, and it's a great resource book for different things, flowers and greenery. So I haven't drawn, I am not going to show you the process of me drawing her out because it takes a while. I've gone through the usual steps. You can actually see, I don't know if you can see really clearly, you can see where even I've rubbed out, blah blah blah, changed the eyes, the mouth, the hair, the top of the head, and I've just realised I've got one ear lower than the other. Again, this is something I can put right. You know, when you shift things around, you don't realise how, until you look at it anew, how different, yeah, and how much it's shifted. Yeah, hair goes over on this one, doesn't on the other one. So I've drawn her out, and I've not put plaits on her head. I've not drawn plaits. I just use bumps because to me it's easier to use bumps. Now what I'm going to do with Frida is I was tempted to trace her out using this product. It's like a yellow tracing paper. I was thinking about putting it on top and using it. I don't know if I'm going to do that actually. I'm not quite sure if this will show up really well. Let's have a look. I'm just going to try a corner. Yes, it does. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tracer. This is called Sorrel. No, can you see that? Is it? Can you see the make on there? Am I in view? Don't know. Find out later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace Frida through here. Let's see how down she is. Okay. Now, here comes the interesting part. What did... Oh, there is the pencil. What did I do with the pencil? There we go. Okay. And here she is. I don't know if you can see her very well. As you can see, I've done it in white so I can see what she looks like. And I've also, I love this term, fussy cutting. It's an American euphemism. We don't actually say it in England, fussy cutting, but I absolutely love it. So what I've done is I've done some fussy cutting of some flowers from my book to put on her hair. So they sort of clash a little bit, which is a little bit of what I wanted on this, because Frida pictures, if you look at them, are really kind of quite colourful and bright and cheerful. So this is what I'm gonna when I finish, I'm gonna stick them in. I've got to find her some earrings. I have to look for some in the magazine or find something that will do really lovely for earrings. And her dress and that is going to be black. So hopefully by the time I finish she will stand out. If you would like a copy of this picture, so you could do your own, do let me know and I'll do it as a digital download on my Etsy shop. Okay, so just say yeah, you'd be interested, and if enough people are interested, I'll actually take a photo of it and put it as a digital download for anybody that's interested. Okay, so I'm going to say bye-bye for now because I'm just going to carry on with something else I need to do. I've just quickly done this while waiting for some paint to dry on another picture that I am currently working on. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye. Hi guys. I'm back to carry on with my Frida Kahlo piece. It's not been done all in one go. But I hopefully with this video will be able to join the sections up quite nicely without having any jumps like in the last one. My lovely partner Eddie showed me about fade in and fade out and I had no idea what he was talking about. Oh, that isn't going to work. I had no idea what he was talking about, and he's going, have you used the fade in and fade out? No, I don't know what that is. And he kindly told me that there are programs on the editing suite that I use that shows you how to do fade in and fade out. This isn't going to work. I put some clear gesso onto this because it wasn't adhering to it very well. For some bizarre reason, I have no don't know why it wasn't sticking. I'm just going to give this a couple of coats because obviously I'm going to give her a light coat to start with. But she has got quite a dark complexion. Just bringing up the image. Oh, I don't know. Actually, it's not that dark. I'm going to give a couple of coats to the picture. Because I want to get rid of the background of the flowers. That is the only problem when you use paper, ready printed paper, or scrapbooking paper it may be called, don't know. The prints, when the prints are really vibrant like this, then you tend to get them come through. And I'm a little out of my comfort zone. This isn't something that I do. I don't tend to do faces. I'm not a portrait painter. I'm an abstract painter and a sculptor. Abstract. Although I do papier-mâché hairs, and I did find, well, I didn't find, that's a fib. My partner found this incredible collar, and I don't know if you still got it because we've moved since he's found it. And it was from, I would imagine, a Staffy Bull Terrier. They're quite popular over here at the moment, and I would love to do a papier-mâché English Bull Terrier. Now, if you want to know where my inspiration comes from, there is a musical, oh god, it's back in the 70s, of Oliver Twist. It's called Oliver. It's a musical. My mum doesn't like it. She says that classical literature shouldn't be made into a musical because it's a serious piece of literature by Charles Dickens. And my mum thinks that when things are made into a musical, it kind of, unless that's the intention, it kind of takes away some of the seriousness of what the author was trying to portray in his original story. But please, 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 if you can't find this musical, Oliver, please, please try and find a passage about Bill Sikes, because he has this bulldog, British bulldog, called Bullseye. because he's completely white. They are predominantly white, but he has around his eye a black patch called Bullseye, and he's adorable. I saw it as a child and I just fell in love with him, and if we've still got this collar I will clean it up, and I would love to make a Bullseye Bull Terrier sporting this lovely collar. Anyway, I'm going to just going to do this with the lips. I'm just going to dry this and put another layer on, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, I've done it a couple of times and dried it. Tip. It doesn't matter how well you stick these papers down, when it comes to here they might not always adhere. So she has got what looks like a bit of a dodgy nose. It's not a dodgy nose, it's just where the paper is. Okay, now I'm going to redraw the bits that I need to redraw. Now the thing is with these pencils, they are really sharp. Okay, this one is a HB. I have no idea where my softer pencils are. I don't think I've got any around. She says, and like most people, too eager to paint and sort my stuff out, which is annoying. What I might do is though, I might use this, I don't know, I might use my brown. I don't know how hard this is. I'm going to use the brown, it's a bit softer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remark in where I want the features to be. So I'm going to just put her eyebrow back in. Now Frida Kahlo does have a monobrow. That's what she's famous for. Allegedly, I don't know. I can only go by what I've been told in history, that Mexican women like to keep this side of them. They keep their upper lip moustache, and they don't shave their eyebrows. They keep that there as well. It's very much part of their culture. And Frida Kahlo, although the European influence was very much becoming part of her culture, she wanted to stick to what was very much Mexican, that being these features that she saw as very much part of her culture. Going to do under her chin. Okay, and I'm just going to do, now if you've got if you've downloaded the original image I started with, you will still see the lines, and you're quite free to trace back over to work out where the nose is. Okay, the nose is here. Okay, more over this side. Just got to redefine her lips a little bit. The nose is actually over this way a bit more, and as usual, oh look at that, success, the golden rubber. I have now got myself a little box with a dragon on, which I've got to do up, and I'm just going to roughly just do this here so I know where the shadow is. Okay, and here. Now what I might do actually is use my Prismacolor portrait pencils, if I can find them. If I can't find them, I won't be using them. There we are. I think it'll be easier if I'm going to try anyway. The whole fun is to experiment with different things that you have. Excuse me. Pencil on the floor, pick it up later. Try different things that you've got So I've done a base coat of portrait pink and flesh tint and portrait pink, and I'm going to see how I get on using the Prismacolor, because Prismacolors are quite soft compared to normal pencils. So I'm going to, using the pencils, I'm hoping that the paint has given it a key. Use a cotton wool bud, I think, to smooth it out. Let's have a look. You can use stumps for this, paper stumps. I do have one in my, she says quite confidently, when she cannot put a finger on it, a hand on it. Hang on. Where are my stumps? Right, here's paper stump. This one is got black on it, which you don't want. So if you have a paper stump and it's got a colour on it you don't want, get the trusty old sandpaper out and sand it down. Okay, don't go buying a new one, just sand it down. anywhere which has a shadow. Like with the chin, people always remember to do the chin because the chin overhangs the neck. I'm going to give a bit more of a chiseled face here because that's how I feel that I want it to go. Now the thing with Prismacolors are they're very, very waxy, so you don't have to press too hard like normal pencils. The reason why they are expensive is because they are very, very waxy. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for that luxury. I'm going to just use my pencil just to put back in the features that I want. And eyelid. Now bearing in mind that the paper is a bit wrinkly underneath, which is a bit of a pain. Just making sure you can see, because when I get involved in what I'm doing, I don't see. Yeah, I forget that you need to see too. And then just soften the edges again. That's her filtering. And because it's got a waxy surface now coming, it gives you a surface where the colour will slide about. And because the paint has given it a key, which is good too. So now the pencil can move around because it's got a surface it can move around on. Plus it's got a key for it to stay on. I'm just looking at my reference picture. If you wonder why my pencil stops. She also has got quite a prominent chin. And using my stump again, blending it in. Now I'm going to just take off some of, to see what I mean about the golden rubber, they just disappear. They are. Just going to knock this back a bit. It looks like she's got a bit of a beard. And as I've said before, try and follow. I'm going to take these off because I don't think they do her any favours. Although she does have a moustache, don't think that's doing her any favours. Don't be afraid to rub out at any point. If you don't think it's looking the way you want it to, or the paper underneath is causing, like this one, a crease, it's causing a line down her face. If you're not happy with that, then rub it out. Don't stick with it. It's your piece of work. You do it till you are satisfied with how it's looking. And just pile up the colour, the different colours, using your reference material all the time. It is a little bit difficult working on this paper. It's not the most giving of papers. You never know this until you start to paint on it. You're putting me off having the red on the lips. Sandpaper, where did you go? Now, what I will do when I'm finished with the shading, or I'm satisfied with the shading, I may go over with a gesso, clear gesso. Just so I can paint the eyebrows and eyes. Now I'm just using white just to soften some of the areas. I'm going to put just thinking which would be the best to give her a bit of a cheek, a rosy cheek. I don't want it to be too pink. Let's have a look. And again, when I soften it, I'm mindful of the contours of the face, the cheek. If ever you're in doubt, feel your own face. I mean, that's the cheapest tool in the box you're ever going to have, is feeling your own face. If you're drawing a dog, or you're drawing a cat, or a horse, you know, and you have the luxury, you're always going to have the luxury of your face. But if you have the luxury of a cat or a dog or a horse even, just go and don't be afraid. Put your hands on the object. If I was going to draw this, my hands, right, they're like my brain, okay? My eyes see things and my eyes fill in, because that's how they're designed, to fill in the shape, so I know the world around me. My hands need to know this information for proper. So by touching something, I know that this is sharp. I know that there is a contour there. I can feel that that contour is a lot more steep than this fades away, okay? And the hand that's dominant, use it. Use it on your cheeks, use it. And so that when you start to do these, you know that I am going, theoretically, I am going over a bulge, a bump, okay? Just like we know that this is above this, that the eyes sink down. This bit it's going down into the eye socket, and then the eye socket pops back up, the lids pop back up. These are things to be aware of. Okay, now I do have Prismacolors, a set of them. I'm going to pull out, let me just move my drop paper. I don't want the paint that's on the drop paper to get on my Prismacolors. Right, now she has very, very red lips because she's a Mexican, and when you're darker skinned, you can wear a much darker colour because it complements your skin tone. And I'm really sorry if there's any fair people out there that do wear red lipstick. I'm just saying that in other countries where darker skinned are more likely to use a red. Do you know, it's quite fun using these Prismacolors. Right, brown for her eyes. I'm going to do quite a dark brown. Look, not even used it. I'm going to use a dark brown for her eyes. And then once I can get her eyes in, I can start to, again, reassess the face. And where the paper has wrinkled, but again, this is in my sketchbook. This is for me. This isn't for anybody else. It's for me. It's for reference. If I want to do a Frida Kahlo in the future, this will give me some tips on the shading, which ones worked, which ones didn't. I put just a little bit of brown under her eyes and where her lid is, and here too. If, when you feel more confident doing your skin colours, I would suggest that you mix your own up. Have a practice at it, because you'd be surprised the amount of colours that actually go in to making a skin tone. It's just not pink and white, it's also yellow, blue, green. It's quite a number of colours. That actually go into making our skin up. And if any of you ever get time, do look up Lucian Freud. Probably said it wrong, his name wrong, but do look him up, because Lucian Freud, believe it or not, when he paints his portraits, his people, they are amazing because they reflect all the skin tones. All the different colours that are in the skin. His work is amazing. And I'm just using my pencil to again do some darker shading. Lucian Freud, he's an amazing artist, and he uses all the colours of the rainbow. Now this probably sounds like, oh, I don't really want to see that. They're going to be like rainbow bright toys. They are not like rainbow bright toys. It just goes to show you how amazing our skin actually is. And the colours that are reflected, the blood that circulates in our skin. Has an impact on the colours, this where we've caught the sun, where we've stayed pale. This all has an impact on the light. reflects off our skin. Because again, you can see that when I do the chin, I am around this